beautiful weekday here in beautiful Iowa, out in the Quad Cities. And, I realize that Anthony Fauci is a high-level career criminal. I realize that he has been a minion of the predator class, a mouthpiece for their agendas for some time. A regulatory body, if you will, legitimately, okay? And despite the fact that prior to Rand Paul calling Fauci out on just one of his many lies, the main one of that being the gain of function research that was being conducted under U.S. supervision and funding, right? It took him a year plus from that information not only being publicly available, but heavily suppressed via social media, right? And heavily suppressed via social media by the means of out and out draconian censorship. Just think to yourself now, like, let's take out the hydroxychloroquine word, right? Let's just take everything hydroxychloroquine out of Plandemic, the documentary that was heavily censored. And, if you want to have that debate, you can have that debate whether or not they should have put that in, or, the effectiveness in early treatment. That's not what this video is about. But the timeline of events and the facts that they were, showing you regarding these, what I would like to call bio-warfare programs, right? Because that's what they are. Bio-warfare programs was absolutely 100% legitimate. 100% legitimate. And how long did it take for just Rand Paul? And most people still denying all this stuff. So now you have more documentation. You have, I believe it's this new article out in The Intercept. You have Rand Paul on television saying that, he's perjured himself. These crimes show at least 5 years in prison, a multitude of times. Here's the thing. Do you really think he's going to jail? Do you believe that? I would love to believe that. I mean, at best, he's middle management. That's a fact, Directions, Bill Gates, etc., and is the United States, westernized medicine, and influence. Do you really think they're going to burn that guy? I mean, seriously. You have other people within the FDA now even resigning after years and years and years because they're seeing what's eventually going to come out, which will be undeniable. But again, will it be spinnable? They've spun everything. They spun Joe Biden's the most popular president of all time when, again, the guy has visible dementia, is in charge of nothing, is being screamed at when he's in New Jersey for showing up, to Ida devastation, where, again, he's not in charge of that. He can't even remember the names of the heads of FEMA. He can barely keep his head up. He called it the climate crisis. This is the guy. I mean, they've gaslit us on such a level to believe that Anthony Fauci is going to prison. It's extremely difficult for me. It's extremely difficult for me to believe that. I want to believe. But to want something is a lot different than to know something's going to happen. And to expect something is a lot different from reality. And I'm just in a place called reality. I would love to live in a reality where Anthony Fauci is going to prison for the rest of his life for crimes against humanity. I mean, these are 100% war crimes. I want to make that extremely clear. This man is evil, and he deserves to be there. And so do his co-conspirators. There is no doubt. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I'm not here to tell you that's not the case. But what I'm here to do is to get a haircut. I know a lot of people are like, what do you need a haircut for, Jason? Well, number one, the grays are popping. Number two, I am going to meet with the landlord of the new business that I am trying to open. And we're going to see if we can lock in finally some dealage. And it's all because of you. It's all because of you that the Burmese Brigade is going to expand, and that we're going to be doing more and more and more in the next couple of months. But certainly we want this whole infrastructure in there by the beginning of the year. And we want to go as hard as we can, because as you know, I believe that the digital passports aren't going anywhere. I believe that the selective lockdowns, fear, medical martial law, unending shots of whatever they want are not only around the corner, they're here. I believe that Australia is the model and Canada's not that far behind. So the links are down below. I absolutely love you guys. Without you, again, none of this is possible. Okay? And look, we're so close to the 9/11 anniversary right now. Obviously, if you guys have been following, I got a lot going on in my personal family life. You know, my aunt just got cremated today after my cousin. I saw her for the first time after getting out of the hospital. Very difficult, you know. Read her obituary today. All this stuff is finalizing. And you know how I feel. I feel like, again, you know, the medical system just murdered my aunt. Period. It's exactly what happened. You know, and they almost killed my cousin. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, guys. I love you. This is not about left or right. It's always about right and wrong. And, you know, if I had my way, again, my aunt is on the long list of people who, you know, were murdered in part due to Fauci and his lies, period. In large part, by the way, and with his criminal cohorts. So I want to see him in jail for the rest of his life more than anybody. But unless things change and change big time, is that going to be the case? So I'll see you guys on the flip.